You notice something subtle the first time your account balance crosses 5 figures. Not a dramatic shift, not a sudden sense of wealth, but a quiet change in how you think about money. Almost like a mental switch flips in the background. Because $10,000 is not just a number, it is a threshold where money begins to behave differently in your mind, and more importantly, where your decisions begin to carry a different weight. At lower levels, money feels transactional. It comes in, it goes out, it solves immediate problems and disappears just as quickly, and your attention stays focused on income rather than structure, because there is simply not enough margin for strategy. But once you reach 10,000, something changes. You are no longer just reacting to money, you begin to manage it, even if you are not fully aware of it yet. And that shift is where financial psychology starts to matter more than income itself. The reason this happens is not emotional, it is mathematical, because 10,000 represents a base large enough for compounding to become visible, not dramatic, not life-changing overnight, but measurable. And once growth becomes measurable, your brain starts to treat money as a system rather than a resource. And that is where behavior begins to evolve, because systems demand consistency, patience, and restraint in ways that simple spending never does. If you think about it, at $1,000, a 10% change is just 100, barely noticeable in the broader context of life. But at 10,000, that same percentage becomes 1,000. And now the movement feels real, not because the percentage changed, but because the base did. And this is where most people encounter a psychological fork. They either begin to respect the system or they disrupt it through impulsive decisions that reset progress without realizing it. This is why 10,000 often becomes a fragile stage, not because it is difficult to reach, but because it is easy to lose, especially when the habits that built it were not designed to sustain it. And here the hidden trap appears, because the mind still operates with the logic of scarcity while holding an amount that requires stability. And that mismatch leads to decisions that feel harmless in the moment but carry disproportionate consequences. You might see this in the form of slightly larger purchases, relaxed discipline, or the quiet belief that a small withdrawal does not matter. And individually, those actions seem insignificant, but mathematically, they interrupt the early phase of compounding, where consistency matters far more than scale, and once that interruption happens repeatedly, the system never fully stabilizes. There's also a deeper layer to this threshold, one that is less visible but more influential, and that is identity. Because before 10,000, money is something you chase, but after it, money becomes something you are responsible for maintaining. And that subtle shift changes how you evaluate risk, how you think about time, and how you respond to uncertainty, even if you cannot immediately articulate it. Historically, this pattern has repeated across different economic environments, not because 10,000 has universal purchasing power, but because every system has its own version of a threshold where behavior must evolve for progress to continue, and individuals who recognize that shift tend to move forward, while those who ignore it often cycle in place, rebuilding the same base over and over again. From a systems perspective, 10,000 is not important because of what it can buy, but because of what it represents. It is the point where linear effort begins to interact with exponential potential, even if that potential is still small. And once those two forces meet, your role changes from earner to allocator, from participant to operator within your own financial system. This is why the question is not whether 10,000 is a lot of money, because objectively, it depends on context. But psychologically and mathematically, it is enough to expose your habits, enough to test your discipline, and enough to determine whether your future trajectory will be built on structure or constantly interrupted by reaction. And in that sense, 10,000 does not change your life directly. It changes the way your life can change. Because once you begin to see money as something that grows or shrinks based on your behavior rather than just your effort, you are no longer just earning. You are managing a system. And that realization, even when it is quiet, is where everything begins to move differently.